Okay, hi, my name is Beverly. This is Fabulously Functional. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making Philly style soft pretzels. And this is coming from a wonderful cookbook that I purchased when my husband was diagnosed with coronary artery disease. Has a lot of beautiful, wonderful, tasty recipes in it. And it's called the Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease Cookbook. So today I'm going to be making the Philly style soft pretzels. It's a nice picture of them right there. I think I'm going to be doing this one right here with these toppings on it. So I have here a handy dandy mixer. I don't know if I have the right mixing utensils in here. Let me check it out first. I've got two of them. Oh, let's see. There it is. Okay, I had to dig in that drawer. And I said, I think these are the two utensils I need to be on here as opposed to these. Now this beautiful vintage style Sunbeam Mix Master was gifted to me by a very dear friend of ours. It belonged to her late mother, Grandma Ruby Williams. And I was talking about how I needed a standing mixer, and she said she had her mother's, and so she brought it to me. I cleaned it up, and oh my goodness, if you listen, it's the quietest sounding mixer I have ever heard. But in any rate, I think these two are for doing dough, and these two are for just mixing like a cake batter. So because I'm doing dough, I'm going to switch my mixers here. So hold your mule just for a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and I have the correct mixer here. I want to just turn this just a little bit. Make sure I get all of the glare out, and I'm going to turn it that way just a little bit. Okay, so over here I have this beautiful mixing bowl, standing mixer that's been gifted to me, and in it I'm going to add my ingredients. So the ingredients in the large bowl, I'm supposed to mix together the warm water, the yeast, the maple syrup, and the flours. So the flours that are called for are oat flour, and I have my oat flour here, and then white whole grain wheat flour, which I have right here. And I need to pull it out of this plastic bag so that you can see exactly what I have right here. Okay, and this one is by King Arthur. So it's white whole wheat flour is what it is. Okay, and then so I have that. I have these two flours. I have my yeast. I have my 100% pure maple syrup, and I'm going to get my warm water, which I need 3/4 cups of warm water, and we're going to mix them all together in this bowl. So what I want to start with is my dry ingredients, and then I'll mix my wet ingredients in there while it's spinning. So we'll start with 2 cups of whole wheat flour, of white whole wheat flour. And you know what, I'm going to cut this bag just because it's going to make it easier for me. Because I've kind of emptied it now, and so I've got extra paper that I don't need. So 2 cups, and I love to measure perfectly, so I always level it off. 2 cups of this white whole wheat flour. Okay, so there's 1. And then I'm going to get a second one. it off. Make sure it's exactly 1 cup. Alright, and then I also need a 1/2 cup of oat flour. 1/2 cup of oat flour. Yeah, all kind of. Okay. So here's my oat flour. I'm going to level it off as well too. Now it has a little more moisture in it, so it's going to be harder for me to just level it off. I'm going to open it up. And there we go. So there is my oat flour. So I've got my white whole wheat flour and my oat flour. Then the next thing, dry ingredient, is 1 package, which is, this is, if you will, 1/4 of an ounce packet of dry yeast. And I'm going to cut that open and go ahead and put that in there as well. Put that in there. And now I need the maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup, and the warm water, 3/4 cup warm water. So, gotta get my measuring cup here. I want to make sure, now when I make my rolls, when I made rolls, warm water was at about 110 degrees. So I'm going to get some warm water. I'm going to make sure it's about 110 degrees. I'm going to add that along with maple syrup until I form this dough here. And I do have my thermometer just to make sure. I kind of know how it feels, but just to make sure I'm at 110 degrees. Because if water's too hot, it will kill the yeast. But if water is too cold, then the yeast won't activate. Okay, so 3/4 cup. That's 2/3. Okay, so here's my 3/4 cups warm water. Sorry that took me so long. I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to go ahead and mix up these dry ingredients. Alright, and then I'm going to add this. I think I'm going to go ahead and add the syrup to this mixture, just so that it gets mixed in really well. So I'm going to add the syrup to the water, to the warm water. And here we go, until we form this wonderful dough. And I want you to see this mixer, how beautifully it works. and how the sound of it is really not so bad. It's not like my other hand mixer, which is extremely loud. Never had a standing mixer. This will be my first one ever, and it works wonderfully. Okay, now it's spinning on its own. It's mixing it up really well. Now it says, stir in the dough until it forms into a large clump with an elastic feel. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting to this large clump because I can hear the resistance of the mixer. Okay. So we're going to stop it, and I'm going to raise up these, all right, and let's see. Oh, wow. It's definitely ready. Okay, so it says dough forms a large clump and elastic feel. Divide the dough. I'm going to divide the dough. It says divide it into 6 equal clumps. So the best way I know how to do that, I'm going to slide this over here. 6 equal clumps. The best way I know how to do that is to kind of roll it into a log and then cut it as equally as I know how into 6 clumps. Okay, so here's a butter knife, which is fine. So I'll do it in half first, and then I'll do 3 over here and 3 over here. Okay, so here is my 1 clump that I'm going to set right back here in this bowl. My 2nd clump. My 3rd clump, which is a lot bigger than this one. Let me add this to that. Here's my 3rd clump. My 4th clump, which is kind of big. My 5th one. And then I'm going to take a little bit from this one and add to this one because I can see that it looks small. So I've got 6 clumps here. 6 clumps, relatively the same size, that I've rolled into balls, and I'm going to put them, it says to put them back in the bowl. And then after I put them back in the bowl, form them into balls, place them back in the bowl, cover the bowl with a damp kitchen towel, and let the dough balls rise for at least 25 minutes. So, I'm going to get me a damp kitchen towel. Let's find a clean one. Alright, so here's my damp kitchen towel, and I'm going to put it over this bowl, and then we're going to let those balls of dough rise for about 25 minutes. So hold your mule. Okay, so 25 minutes later, here's my balls of dough. And I'm going to take just a little bit of flour right here and knead these balls of dough. And I'm going to roll them out to about 12-inch strips, which is about a foot. And so there's a foot. And then I'm going to twist them over like that. Make them out of pretzels. See, I've made it into a pretzel here. And then in my boiling water with baking soda, boiling water with baking soda, I gotta make sure it's come to a boil. Let me just roll out another one of these. Knead it. And then roll it out. Like so, like that. Cross it over like this, and then bring it back over this way. Like so, like that. Okay. I think the water's coming to a boil. Please forgive me. I had to step away there for a second. I'm trying to do a bajillion things at one time. So, that water is pretty hot. I want it to boil. While it's trying to come to a boil, I'm going to continue to roll out these other balls of dough. Like so, like that. My 12-inch rope. I crisscross it at the ends, and then I just flip it over this way. That's how you get your pretzels. It looks like my water's coming to a boil. Crisscross it. Bring it back over this way. Like so. I've got all 6 of them done here. Like that. Right here, I have my parchment paper before I bake the pretzels in the oven. Alright, so it looks like it's coming to a boil. What I do is I take pretzel, drop it in there for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then I lift it out, put it on the parchment, and sprinkle it with white sesame seeds while it's hot. And I'm going to keep doing that with each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it out. Put it on a piece of parchment. Sprinkle my sesame seeds. And drop another one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place on the parchment. Sprinkle my white sesame seeds. Drop another one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Got my slotted spoon here that I'm removing them with after I drop them in there. Alright, got 2 more to go. 1, 2, spilling over a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set it over here. Go ahead and drop this one in. Sprinkle my sesame seeds, my white sesame seeds. 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to turn this water off because I think we're good. Alright. Oh, you mule. Okay, now that our pretzels are done, and you see them, they're beautiful. So we're going to put in the oven, and they're going to bake for 12 to 15 minutes. 400-degree oven on parchment. 12 to 15 minutes. So hold your mule. I'll be right back. Okay. It's been quite a busy morning. But here they are. Here are these beautiful pretzels with white sesame seeds on top. I'm going to pull one off of the parchment here and just kind of hold it. It's really hot in my hand, but they are beautiful. And I have some mustard that I'm going to put on them. So, hope you enjoyed this video. God bless you. Bye.